Tiffany here with Cards Crafty Creations. So today's project, but first, before I talk about the project, my workspace looks a little different because this is a project I made when I was at my friend Tracy's house when we did our girls' weekly craft get together at the beginning of September, and so that's why my workspace looks a little different. I did yes, indeed, take this cutting board in my suitcase as well as another one and a few other kind of things to create while I was there, because she always has such awesome things that I don't have here. So I was just trying to take stuff that I could utilize there with some of her fun things. And so one of the things is this piece of paper. It's actually from Stampin' Up, and I don't remember the name of it, but I think it came in a multiple pack, and it has different like laser cut out designs on it. And what I like about this is that besides the fact that it's really pretty, and it's like you can layer it over anything, but you also don't want to cover it up, and it's precious paper, one of those things that you just want to hoard instead of use. But she wanted me to create something with it, and so I just kind of visualized this with that. I like that one side of it is like a cream color and one side of it is a white, and so you could use either side. It's kind of universal in that you can do that, but for what I was doing, I wanted to use the white side. And I just used my glue to just glue pieces of it at a time, because I had to mold it to the cutting board, because the cutting board had like a recessed circle. I mean, it's a circle cutting board, but it had like a recessed area, so there's an edge to it. And so I just kind of cut out the piece that I wanted to use, and yes, I did save all the extra things that I cut around it, because like I said, this is precious paper. You don't just find things like this. This is like, I have never seen any paper like this before, where it's like the whole 12 by 12 sheet was like a die cut, you know, like, so I even took my scrap home. I'm like, Tracy, I'm taking my scrap home because I'm sure I'll use it again. But anyway, so I just went around and used my glue. This is, you know, my very fine tip glue to put on. Just, I didn't cover the whole thing, but I just dabbed it on all kinds of spaces that would adhere it down, and then I had to form it to that recessed edge, and then I end up cutting the excess off. I don't round it over the corners or anything like that. It's just on the top surface of the cutting board. And then I realized that I made it too short, so I do have to piece some together later, because down at the bottom where my hand is, that edge gets cut right off and exposes the cutting board. So I kind of had to take some of my scraps and piece it in so that it was fully covered. So I pretty much just do that throughout the whole thing. I just work in little sections at a time, forming it and cutting off the excess, and then kind of feeling around where things weren't glued, and then I would glue those. And so it was just, it did take a bit of time, but it was so worth it, because this project came out really well. And I had this vision when I kind of had this vision already when I saw this paper, knowing I brought the cutting board. But I will say this was probably one of my last projects I made while I was at her house. I was doing albums and all kinds of other things before I did mixed media. And so yeah, I'm just going to cut off the excess and save it, of course, and then use some of that cut off area. See how it's at the bottom, it's got a piece together, so I go ahead and do that. Once I got it all adhered down, then I used a lot of these blue rhinestones. So my friend Tracy, her favorite color is a specific kind of blue But blue for sure. I know the color blue, so I know what to look for, but I don't know what it's called. But anyway, this looked like the right color blue, and I used a lot of them. And one of the things I would have done differently was I would have adhered the sentiment down first, because when I adhere that down, it covers up a lot of rhinestones, and so it's kind of a waste at that point. But that's something, you know, I didn't foresee, so future Tiffany will remember to not do that. But anyways, I just go and I put rhinestones on all the little flowers that have like the dots, and then I'm going to take some gold or champagne colored rhinestones and put it in the centers of the flowers, like the stamen. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, and I did use quite a bit of rhinestones, but you know, we never quite use enough rhinestones. I feel we kind of hold on to those, and we need to use them. So I did, and it came out really well. And then the sentiment is just, it says hello friend, and I die cut it out of some metallic blue cardstock. It's actually a fairly decent thickness of cardstock for it being foil. I think it's Crafter's Companion foil, and so I thought it was perfect, and this is just a good piece that she could put up in her house as a decoration. I did leave it there for her, so I only have the video and one picture of it, because it's totally her, and so I'm glad I left it there, and I'm glad I had the things to make with it. So I'm glad she had the things for me to make it. But anyways, so that's the project for today. I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Tracy. She is one of my members. She's one of my new members. And if you'd like to join my channel, you can join at the bottom of the video and check out what membership perks I have. But if not, that's a-okay. But if you do, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.